Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is another late night edition of Americana Sam here, and I wanted to go ahead and knock this out. This is a concert review of me seeing singer-songwriter Steve Earle. Yet another show in the last 7 days that I've seen at the Harvester Performance Center in Rocky Mount, Virginia. Again, small venue, holds about 400 people. Great place. Again, I've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of shows here. Some really big names, some lesser known artists, but always a good time. And Steve is currently on his Alone Again tour. This is a live album that was put out late or sometime last year. And it is just Steve with his acoustic guitar, mandolin, harmonica, and vocals and stories going through his career kind of chronologically, starting with his first few albums and going right up to the present day. Now, I had never seen Steve Earle. I have only recently really started collecting a lot of his CDs. Don't have a lot of his stuff on vinyl. I have a few records, but not many. I'm trying to be a completist with him on CD because generally you can get his stuff at a pretty good price on his label New West Records. But I've always respected his songwriting. I've known, his song Copperhead Road, which is a staple in, line dances and weddings across the country now. And, everybody knows Copperhead Road, but, he also had stuff like, you know, um, Galway Girl. Um, he did Guitar Town, which is a song from his first album. It's the title track of his first record there, Guitar Town, from 1986 on MCA. This album had a few tracks on it that he did, and just a really really solid kind of country outlaw rockabilly kind of record, as were a lot of his first records. Then he would put out Exit Zero. After that, he moved into that. And during the show, he was talking about, you know, really between every song was going through giving stories about, how the songs came to be, where he was in that stage of life, who he was talking with in Nashville or in Texas at the time, what songwriters he was working with. He was hanging out at this time a lot with Guy Clark, Towns Van Zandt, Rodney Crowell, people like that, Jerry Jeff Walker, and he was just telling some really fascinating stories, really between almost every song, and was really interesting to hear it from his mouth. Again, he's been doing this for 50 years. He said he had a few songs that he brought with him and recorded in Nashville in 1974, and has kind of been playing those songs ever since. He said that some of those songs made their way onto albums, but not until much later, as he was more established in Nashville, I should say. So he got his start recording professionally kind of late, which is interesting because he's celebrating 50 years, even though his first album was 86. He had an EP before that, but that's neither here nor there. But just a really really great show. I mean, he was doing, he did the songs that you would expect. I mean, he did Copperhead Road. He did Guitar Town pretty early in the set. Um, Closed the whole show with Galway Girl, which is kind of this fun, Irishy kind of pub song that he's playing on mandolin, and really really cool to hear it just him and mandolin live. And again, I'd never seen him, so this was all a treat for me to hear these songs even at all. A couple of the highlights for me, he pulled out a song from, he pulled out a couple of songs from The Mountain, which was a bluegrass record that he did with the Del McCoury Band, who are staples in the bluegrass world. And he did the song The Mountain, the title track from this. But then he also did the song Carrie Brown, which was really, really cool to hear solo. Yeah, just really, really a great um, bluegrassy kind of tune that he did, and it was really really a great part of the performance this evening. Again, a couple other things that he did was the song "I Ain't Ever Satisfied," which again is from Exit Zero. He was talking about around the time of these early records. Obviously, he was going through some stuff. He's open about his um, struggles with drug addiction, and the issues that's caused him throughout his life. And um, yeah, just talking about going through the rehab programs, and being able to find a guitar there that they have during the program, and he wasn't able to get the guitar until the last 10 days of his treatment, and was writing songs. You know he's one of these guys that you're always you're proud that he's gotten to where he's gotten in his life, because he's had such a difficult life. Now, again, um, I'm not going to go into his life too much, but if you read his Wikipedia page, you'll see just the stuff that he's been through. Obviously, most recently, the death of his son, Justin Towns Earle, one of my favorites, died of a drug overdose. And I'm sure that Steve looked at it as, that could have been Steve, you know, 40 years ago. But um, yeah, it was, again, great show. Rainy night, so a few people looked like they didn't show up. There's probably about 300, maybe close to it tonight. Um, I'm sorry, I'm half asleep. It's 12:30 at night, but um, yeah, just a really, really solid performance from Steve. Again, hearing his guitar, he's playing with a lot of drop tunings that gives his guitar this nice like ring to it and kind of a jangly feel. He played several different Martin guitars and various tunings. He played a 12-string guitar. He played an octave mandolin. He played a standard mandolin and his harmonica. Um, yeah, and one of the things that a lot of people don't like about Steve is that he gets political in his um, you know conversations on the stage. Lyrically, he's always been political. Um, I was actually expecting him, you know, to be. Excuse me, I'm sorry, still yawning. I was expecting him to be more political from the stage, but um, I mean, he made some comments, and the crowd received it well. Um, but I'm always thinking that when it's a political artist, that the crowd could react one way or the other. Personally, I am pro politics in music, but music has always been a political thing. Um, I don't care what you say; it always has been. And so, if you have the platform, and that's how you can make a change to a vast number of people at one night, I say go for it. Um, as long as you're not um, giving hate speech or anything from the stage, you say whatever you want. If I don't agree with you, I won't come to your show. So um, I happen to agree with most of what Steve was saying tonight. But anyway, I won't get into that too much more. But yeah, again, overall a great night. Again, he's promoting Alone again, 50 years on the road. And I was debating the whole time, if am I going to get a shirt? Am I going to get merch? I went out to the merch stand 3 different times, and it was the end that I grabbed. Um, whoops. I grabbed the shirt that has, this is the back, that has the dates on it there. And you can see date number 2 is Rocky Mount, so near the top of the list here. And the very cool thing is that I was in line. I bought the shirt, and there was a couple in front of me, and the lady at the merch stand was like, his manager said he might come out. So I'm kind of like, all right. At this point, it's already 11 o'clock, and I'm like, ooh, it's nasty outside. I need to get home. It's a work night. But I'm like, I'll wait for 10 minutes. Well, I was outside for about 7, and then I see the elevator open up to the lobby, and Steve walks out with his manager. So I was like third in line. I was like, there's nobody else here really. So I got in line and got that fantastic autograph there. And it is really a nice, let me try to do it to the side there. That's a very nice autograph. And I got to shake his hand. You'll see the thumbnail is a photo that I was able to snag with him, which was really really cool. Didn't say much to him. He was business. He was getting things done. I didn't want to intrude too much, but fantastic. So there's tons of dates on this tour. I'm sure he's coming within an hour of you somewhere. Um, Go see him. It's fantastic. Great stories, great songwriting. It makes me want to pick up my guitar and write some tunes. And I'm sure that would make Steve happy to know that. But Steve Earle, Alone Again, it's awesome. Go see it. You will not be disappointed. So there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you were at this show. Let me know if you're seeing this show. Again, I'm still over the moon that I got to shake Steve Earle's hand tonight. So that's it. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.